Good morning friends, welcome to Jce Connect. Today's subject is Tqm 17ME664 C Division Module 5.9. Myself Dr. Tqm Module, Jain College of Engineering, Belagavi. Outline of the presentation, that is introduction, affinity diagram process, affinity diagram example 1, brainstorming for affinity diagram. There is also an example, affinity diagram on time delivery of medication. Let us see the introduction. Affinity diagram organizes a large number of ideas into their natural relationship. It is organized output from a brainstorming. Use it to generate, organize and consolidate information related to the product, process, complex issues or a problem. After generating ideas, group them according to their affinity or similarity. This idea creation method taps a team creativity and initiation. It was created in 1960 by Japanese anthropologist Jiro Kawakita. Here in affinity diagram, it is a tool that gathers large amount of data and organizes them into grouping based on their natural relationship. This was not originally included for quality management but has become one of the most sought after Japanese management and planning tool. In fact, this was developed to discovering meaningful groups of ideas within a new group of list. The information or a data can be in the form of ideas, issues, opinion, perception about future situations, including issues or a subject not previously experienced or encountered. And here we have that is the procedure. The issue is stated in a full sentence, brainstorming using shorter sentences, ideas are sorted into logical groups, concise heading is created for each group. And here in affinity diagram, when you are confronted with many facts or ideas in apparent, when issue seems too large and complex to grasp, at that time you are going to use this. When group consequences is necessary, applied at the individual and group level. Typical situations are often a brainstorming exercise when analyzing verbal data such as survey results, when collecting and organizing large data sets, when developing a relationship or themes among ideas, when reducing attributes to the categories that can be addressed at the higher level. These are some steps used in affinity diagram process. Let us see the step 1. Record each idea with a making pen on a separate stick note or a card. In this, we do the brainstorming session and write directly onto stick notes or a cards. If you suspect, you will be following the brainstorm with an affinity diagram. Randomly separated notes on a larger work surface so all notes are visible to everyone. The entire team gathers around the notes and participate in the next step. That is step 2. Look for the ideas that seems to be related in some way with a place them side by side. Look for the relationship between individual ideas and have a team members simultaneously sort the ideas without talking into 5 to 10 related groupings. Repeat until all notes are grouped. It's okay to have that do not seems to fit a group. It is also okay to move nodes someone else has already moved. If a node seems to belong in two groups, make a second node. Third point, being a discussion with your team. Begin a discussion with your team. From this relationship, attempt to define categories and create summary or a header cards for each grouping or a category. You can discuss the shape of the chart, any surprising pattern, and especially a reason for moving controversial nodes. Make changes and move ideas around as necessary. When ideas are grouped to the team satisfaction, select a heading for each group. To do so, look for a note in each grouping that captures the meaning of the group. Place it at the top of the group if there is no such note. Write one. Often it is useful to write or highlight the notes in a different color. Next, last come, that is combine the groups into supergroups if appropriate. Means assign all the ideas to the identified category by placing ideas under header cards. We'll see the affinity diagram, that is example 1. The ZZ400 manufacturing team used an affinity diagram to organize its list of potential performance indicators. Figure shows the list team members brainstormed because the team works a shift schedule and member could not meet to do the affinity diagram together. They modified the procedure. Here we have, that is brainstorming for affinity diagram. The team members wrote each idea on a sticky notes and placed the notes in a random order on rarely used door. Over several days, everyone reviewed the notes and moved the notes into related group. Some people reviewed the evolving pattern several times. After a few days, the natural grouping shown as in the figure. Notice that one of the nodes, safety, has become a part of heading for its group. The rest of the headings are added after the grouping emerged. 5 broad areas of performance were identified, that you are going to have: product quality, equipment maintenance, manufacturing cost, production volume, and safety and environmental. Here we have the another example here. The following example comes from a hospital setting seeking to better understand the barrier to on-time delivery of medication. The team created an affinity diagram in 6 steps. What are those 6 steps? We can see here. It is assigned a group leader for an activity, agreed on a statement of issue or a problem, that you have to start the problem in the form of question. What are the barriers to on time delivery of medication? Okay, and here can often prove useful. Brainstorms and recorded ideas. You have 2 main options for gathering ideas from the team members. Participation by everyone in the group is assured with a silent recording option B below, but traditional brainstorming can also generate ideas. We have traditional brainstorming. In order around the group, each person writes an idea or a response to the question, that is 3" into 5" card, while announcing the content of the card to the group. Next, we have to do silent recording. Each person writes response, that is 3 into 5 cards or a sticky notes, one idea per card, until all the team members have exhausted their store of ideas. Attached 4 step, that is all of the cards to the wall grouping similar ideas together. For example, the team posted together all topics that suggested that the pharmacy may be understaffed. After posting all ideas, the first time fine tune the groupings by moving cards from one pile to another to reflect close ties. Team members should talk with each other as they arrange ideas. Labeled each final grouping with a header identifying a general topic that all items in the group share. As you can see in this figure, reviewed final groupings and headers by walking around and examining the posted notes. All members of group had an opportunity to see the groupings and then to connect on them. And here, how actually you make a connection to the other tool. While an affinity diagram may present interesting data and useful ideas, the exercise itself should lead to further analysis. The team can now use an interrelationship diagram, for example, or even a cause and effect diagram to get the root cause for late medication. Affinity diagram all stimulates discussion about a problem or issue, opening up possibilities for improvement or a solution. And you can see the uses of affinity diagram. What are the uses of affinity diagram? It helps in a systematic analysis of large amount of data. It is best applicable for translating large amount of complex, apparently unrelated information into natural, meaningful grouping of data. To refine a brainstorm session into useful and sensible that can be dealt more easily. Allow the team to creatively generate large number issues, ideas, and then logical group them for a problem understanding and possible breakthrough solution. Okay, we see that is what are the advantages of affinity diagram. We have that is large number of ideas. In advantage, we see large number of ideas can be generated in relatively short time by a group. Encourages participation because every team or a group member ideas find their way into the process. Encourage new thinking, an effective way to deal with large and complex issues. Consequences and supports are reached in a solution because all members have ownership in the process. And in limitations of effective diagram, the use of technical language skills require detailed clarification of ideas, which is not there since ideas are generated in silence without room for discussion. These are some disadvantages. Thank you very much for watching.